Professor ong R0UBLE is the National Secretary of Fulani Development Association of Nigeria and a professor of Islamic political thought. In this interview, Labdo discusses the northern governor's rejection of power shift, saying that people could only be won and not derived through blackmail or intimidation, with a caveat that his opinion isn't an endorsement of northern elites. He said it is irresponsible to demand that power shift to anywhere or anyone. The position taken by northern governors on power shift and value-added tax VAT has once again played up the north-south dichotomy. Why do north and south often disagree on such issues? Disagreement between human beings is normal. Two individuals hardly have one opinion on an issue. Even couples do not always agree. Fathers and sons do not agree always. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't. It is normal for human beings because people have different opinions and different ways of looking at issues. As far as I am concerned, there's nothing to worry about if governors of the north disagree with governors of the south on the issues you raised. You said there's nothing to worry about. The issue seems to be overheating the polity. I find the word shift very odd. Now, what is the meaning of shift? How will power shift? Is it from one place to another or from one person to another person? If you are talking about political power in a democracy, I think power is always there for grabs. It is something to be contested, and the person with the highest number of votes according to the rules of this contest should get that power or that position. But for somebody to come and say he wants power to shift, it is either he wants to intimidate people or is lazy. It could also be that he doesn't want to work, he doesn't want to contest, and he doesn't want to use his intellect and resources to get power. It appears the person just wants to sit in his shadow and ask people to hand over power to him on a platter of gold. I find that idea odd. I understand, or I can't understand why power will shift. My understanding is that power is one. So the northern governors were right when they rejected the idea of power shift. Let us find suitable contestants for any position. It could be for the position of president or whatever. Let us have sound rules which all parties would accept. For example, if we are talking about the position of the president, the constitution says that anybody contesting the position must have majority votes in addition to 25% of two-thirds of the states of the federation. This rule was accepted by northerners and southerners. If we play politics according to the rules, whoever wins, whether he is from the north or south, becomes the president. But for someone to sit down and say you want power to shift to him, I found that very odd indeed. But the argument of power shift proponents is that rotation between north and south has always been practiced in Nigeria's political landscape. For instance, during the Second Republic, the defunct National Party of Nigeria (NPN) had an agreement that would have allowed a southerner to succeed the late President Shehu Shagari. The same method also saw the late President Yaradua succeeding former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Do you think these arguments holds water? Well, if parties agree on arrangements like the ones you have just mentioned, I think there is no problem. But to make something that happened 40 years ago in the Second Republic binding forever is not reasonable. You can imagine. If, for example, the Unity Party of Nigeria (UPN) and MPN agreed on something like this, or one party agreed internally that it should be rotating power between the regions, there is no problem. I think the constitution will not bar them from practicing it. What the politicians are saying now is that such an agreement doesn't exist. They are saying it wasn't written anyway, and no one can produce any of such documents which was assigned by both parties. So long as the agreement isn't there, it is not binding on anyone. I think this is a lesson for all of them now, that all these people, they are something else. You will put it in writing. Anything now, going forward now, anything they want to do, they must put it in writing. Nothing like a gentleman arrangement, because these people, they are something else. they are something else. Of course, if they know that the majority will get the votes, if the majority get the votes and the 25% according to constitution, then I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think there's any problem with that, which they know it's not possible with the stand. Nobody wants to shift ground unless at the end of the day it's going to be rigged. Because if you think that you are wise, if you are getting or looking for something, you have to pretend. But as soon as you get that in there, you now become demigods, you now become tigers. Then, there's a saying that, which I wouldn't want to say. You can't deceive. Let me just put it in a literal form that, it can really be more comfortable. You cannot deceive people all the time. You can deceive somebody today. But if the person now realizes that, yeah, you have deceived me, then you want to come back again. No, it's not going to happen. So I think both the politicians, the traditional rulers from the southern part of the country, if they are going to be sensible, if they will not allow their stomach to lead them, they will begin to know that, yes, these people are not the people that you can just toy with, or they are reasonable people. Of course, some of them knew they want Tinubu then when they were forming this alliance with this Buhari. That's see what happened to this man, Abiola. But he felt that, oh, this man is a change Democrat, is a this and that, is a this and that. But now we can see the outcome of this whole thing. We can see the outcome of this whole thing. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to go around with what they are saying. But invariably, if really we are in a sane environment, believe you me, nobody will be talking about who comes here, who does not come here. But for the fact that we don't speak the same language, we don't have the same culture, we have the different mindsets, and the foundation is already faulty from the beginning. That is why everybody is throwing this line. And if really you are sincere, what is there? You have done your 8 years, then you have to make sure that they bring somebody that is going to come from the other side. They want everybody to just be saying this one Nigeria, and they don't care about equity, fairness, and justice. They don't want it. They don't want it. Oh my God, this is really ridiculous. Ridiculous. It is only in Nigeria where the minority will continue to lord over the majority owners of the land. According to Wikipedia, Fulani constitute 2% of the population of Nigeria, but still call themselves born to rule. The four major tribes of southern Nigeria, Yoruba, Igbo, Ijo, and Ibibio, constitute 52%, while the four major tribes of the north, Hausa, Fulani, Kanuri, and Tiv, make up 35% of Nigeria population. So who the majority north? Who is the majority? Is it north or south? Then how come that the 2%? Because like I said, the foundation is already faulty from the beginning, and that is why you see that nothing is working. It is the same northern elite greediness that gave birth to banditry, herdsmen, and Boko Haram. One day they will know that asking to be treated fairly is not irresponsible. Then let's divide the country. Oh my goodness, restructuring now lie. VAT is a lie, but they must yield to one. Now math they make. Now math they are just doing all this, but they must yield to one of them. Therefore, the northern and southern elites are one. Both of them do not have the interests of the masses at heart. Both of them are actually selfish. They are parasites. They want to keep power just for the sake of power. When northern elites come to power, it is not because they want to serve the northern masses. The southern elites are also like that. My position should not suggest that I am defending northern elites. All of them are the same. In essence, that's it. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this. Thank you.